4 stages of competence. I show you. This is important. Okay. The 4 stages, let me just put it in simple terms. The 4 stages of competence. Stage 1, you don't know how bad and terrible you are. You're just oblivious and you're bad. Stage 2, you understand how, why, and where you're bad, but you're still bad. Stage 3, you're aware of certain aspects and you can will yourself to take some right decisions. You can do some things well if you focus very hard on it. Stage 4, you do things well by default. It's been memorized to the point that bad moves aren't even a part of your equation. You only have left the good moves. So I would say try and evaluate where you are for the different areas of what you're trying to focus on. On the frontier of StarCraft, you kind of go through these stages every time you move up a tier. So basically, you work really hard through these 4 stages from 1 to 4. You get promoted to the next league, and then it's almost like a fresh start where you made it, but why aren't you in the league higher than that? You're first unconscious of that, of why you're incompetent for the next league. And then you have to learn why, which coaching can help with that, watching streams, guides, videos, that sort of thing. And then you have to decide what you're focusing on and improve at that so you're conscious of your competence. And then you have to memorize it to the point where it's totally internalized and you can focus on adjusting to your opponent live in the match. Super, super important. It's a nice little breakdown of the different stages of competence, so you know where you are. Improvement is super hard, so if you can break it into stepwise progression, then it makes it a lot more directed, a lot more deliberate. Oh, shout out to Strophium. That's good shit, dude. That's like good shit, dude. Thanks for your attention and effort, but 3.8K is what you are and stay. You don't see any progress at all. I saw tons of progress. You were hotkeying your eggs, which is something you were not doing at all before. So if you don't see progress, you're not looking in the right places. You see games where you'd rate the person silver at max? Well, in the last session, you were getting upset at someone who was going mech and they weren't microing very much, but at your level, micro isn't really what wins games. It's who can make more stuff over time and a better quality army. Yo, dude. Should I swap from the grid hotkeys? It's not too late now. The grid is pretty good too. I don't think... It's not going to have a huge impact on your performance. For hotkey decision making, whether you want to go for the core or go for grid or whatever, it depends on what you want to get out of your StarCraft experience. Because some people just want to max their ladder rank as early and fast as possible. I would say just going with whatever you currently have for hotkeys and just really polishing one strategy per matchup would be the most efficient approach. The switching to the core is more of like the long term. You're going to be gimped for a long period of time, but it has a really nice payoff once you've memorized it and whatnot. Yeah, what Chasing Mango is talking about is criteria of moral victory, where you understand what you are currently working on and your evaluation for whether or not you're making progress is based on that, not your MMR. In like Sturmgott's case, in no way should he be looking at his MMR yet. I mean, it's in front of you, so it happens, and that's one of the more salient things that we see, but that's really not the biggest payoff area to look. At the end of a match, I would say the worker's active graph is the tip-top, cream of the crop, best thing to look at. I'll show you right here. This is what you should do. So you lose a game, you're at the score screen. It puts you at this ladder page that does not help you. That only tilts you of, oh, this is my rating, this is my opponent's rating, I should have won, bugger, bugger, bugger. This is the tilt area. The experience area, this is basically useless. Performance tab, this is kind of nice. Workers created, time supply capped, average unspent. That's all right. That's pretty good. This is the cash money right here. This shit right here. This is what you need to look at. Workers active graph, and then army value graph. And if you want to get fancy, you could even do resource collection rate and upgrade spending. But the graphs, this is it. This is where you untilt yourself and you see what happened. You see basically what happened. And if you ever have those situations where your army value was way more, but you just lost the fight, either you had the wrong type of army, you were in a bad position, or you mismicroed in some capacity, or you lost to mines you didn't have detection.